So, I think I'm unintentionally fasting. So, when I'm cutting, I'm trying to um, push my breakfast back as far as I can, especially when I have to work late at work. Because, if I'm relaxed around 9 o'clock, I'm going to end up falling asleep. But when I have to work till 11, I don't wind down till 1. That's a 4-hour difference. So, if I'm waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm staying up all the way till almost 1 a.m. For one, I'm not getting enough sleep. We can go ahead and say that. But for two, that's a whole lot longer time to be awake and still try to stay in a calorie deficit. So what I've been trying to do is push my breakfast back as far as I can. I guess I kind of have breakfast and lunch at the same time. I don't know if that's optimum for muscle retention while you're doing a cut, but it could be optimum for calorie deficit. So I don't know. Anyway, so today was abs and shoulders, and after sufficiently doing a warm-up and really taking my time to do the workout right, I think I'm headed in the right direction when I'm training shoulders. So I did my rotator cuff warm-up, and I also warmed up my forearms because I noticed on my first couple sets of lateral raises, my forearms do kind of bother me a little bit. So, it's something I've tried to refocus on. But after the warm-up, first working set was cable lateral raise. So I did a couple sets, just 5 reps, because I can't go any lighter than 5 pounds on that thing. But after the warm-up, going through the sets and really focusing on keeping my body up straight, taking the weight and pushing it out and forward. Well, not really. It's really out to the side with a bent elbow. And really focusing on my shoulder throughout the movement, I really felt the blood flowing. So I think I've kind of taken a step forward when it comes to the form with cable lateral raises. And you don't have to go really heavy on this one. It's just the time under tension, the mind-muscle connection, and just the pause at the top, slowly back down. I think that's really going to develop some growth in my delts. So solid starter there. I ended up doing 4 sets of that one. Felt really good, and that's all I really did for my side delts. And then we moved on to rear delts. So I've been doing a lot of face pulls lately, but I also wanted to mix that up a little bit. So I decided to do the single arm reverse cable fly, because I've done this one before, and it's also one that bothered my shoulder. Maybe improper form, not properly warming up, I'm not sure, but I did it and it felt really good. So on this one, single cable, about the height of your shoulder, maybe a little below. Also keep your elbow bent, and you just push that weight out. You really focus on the back of your shoulder back here, your rear delt. And if you do it slow enough and you have the weight right, you should feel your rear delt engaging really good on that one. So I don't foresee my shoulder training changing too much, because those 2 movements felt really good. I had a nice shoulder pump. I ended up doing 4 sets of that one too for each arm. And then shoulders was complete. After that, it was time to train abs. It was a little more crowded than I like it to be in there, so it's kind of hard to move around. So I just stuck to 2 exercises on this one. I supersetted them. I ended up doing cable crunches. I warmed up, and then I got heavier, and I really focused on the cable crunch of bringing my elbows down towards my knees and not pulling with like a straight back. Getting that kind of crunch motion, And once I upped the weight on the last couple of sets, I ended up doing 5 sets here. It was a superset. We'll go over the next exercise in a second. But after I did the last 2 sets, I went heavier on, and I've really, really felt it burning in my core. I don't think I felt it quite as good as I do when I do the cross crunches, but it felt really good. So I supersetted that one with the cable twist. And again, on this one, I went heavier on the last 2 sets. And I think I found my sweet spot, so I know where to start next time. But this one, you keep your elbow slightly bent. you rotate your torso, you really focus on pulling with your abs, you should feel it in your obliques more than you do, like the center of your core. And I ended up doing 5 sets of that one superset with the cable crunches. And by the end of that, man, I'm telling you, my abs were feeling pretty good. So my shoulders got pumped. We checked that off the list. And my abs got a pretty good pump. So we checked that off the list. And I was fasted. So the scale said 174 this morning. So it's trending down now. So we're doing good there. The pose down, it looked pretty good. I took a few pictures. I'm not sure. I might post a couple of the pictures as I'm talking instead of the actual pose down. But, we're starting to really find that fine line in the diet of getting the right amount of carbs, the right amount of fats, the right amount of protein, staying in a calorie deficit, understanding on days I work, I do need a little bit more. So I have some in reserve, right? So if I can go through my shift without eating more than I've prepared for the day, then I'll be in an extreme calorie deficit. But if I have a granola bar, I'll still be in a pretty good calorie deficit. So I'll still be losing fat, just not as quick if I can push through. But at the same time, if I feel myself starving, that's a sign that my calorie deficit is just a hair too far and we're risking losing muscle. So, there's a fine line. As simple as it is, if you want to get the max, the optimum results, you got to find that fine line in your calorie deficit. Sure, I could go every day eating 1,000 calories. I'd feel like crap. I wouldn't be retaining as much muscle because after my body's done eating through all the carbs and fats, it's going to start saying, hey, I need something to eat for energy. And it'll start. It's not so drastic that I look like a toothpick or something, but it's that few percentage that I want the difference to be, because if we're going to do this thing, we're going to give it everything we have. And when we're giving it everything we have, it's the finer details that matter the most. So that's just something to consider. But appreciate you guys joining me again. Next couple days will be cardio. I'm getting the itch to start adding more lifts in there. But if I did go do a couple weeks of 7 days lifts, I would still do cardio on the days that I've been doing it. So if I had a lift on Saturday, I'd still be doing cardio. If I had a lift on Monday, I'd just do the lift. If I had a lift on Wednesday, I'd do the lift and cardio. So the cardio is not going anywhere because it's something I definitely need to dial in. But yeah, that's about all I got for you guys today. I guess I'll see you guys and on my cardio days, I may post a video, I may not. Depends on what I feel like, if I have enough to say to cover 5 or more minutes, But, we'll see. I have noticed those videos don't get a lot of attention, so it might not be in my best interest to post those, but here's what it is. But as always, guys, don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive and never give up. See you guys next time.